Welcome to our GOT2KNOW TEWS series. Now that we know about direct method, it would make sense to know about indirect ones, right? First of all, you should know that there are quite a few indirect methods. These are radio frequency, NIR, capacitive, and the resistance method. In this episode, we will get to know a little bit more about each of them. Let's start with radio frequency, which is usually used as a one-parameter electromagnetic method. This method is rather cheap technology. It's focusing on measuring the amount of water molecules by penetrating the product with, yes, you guessed it, radio frequency. The problem is that water measurement results with radio frequency can be disturbed because they are highly influenced by other ingredients, such as oils, salt, and sugars. This is because of the low frequency that they use. On top of that, they don't compensate density, meaning the amount of product on the sensor correlates with the amount of moisture the sensor detects. This can damage your results by making the moisture measurement higher than it actually is. We, on the other hand, mostly have such a high frequency that no other ingredients affect our final moisture results. On top of that, we measure density, meaning we compensate the final moisture results. Just for you to see it clearly, let's measure this product here. As you can see, it doesn't matter how much product we measure. The moisture always remains the same. Now, let's continue with talking about NIR. I'm pretty sure you've heard about this one before, and if you haven't, you really need to check out one of our previous videos. So, what NIR does is that it uses the wavelength of the light absorbed by water to measure the moisture content. By the way, NIR means near-infrared spectroscopy. I bet you might be wondering now how this is possible. So, let's go a little bit more into detail about this light absorption. What they do is they filter a light bulb. To picture it, let's suppose they are using a red filter on the light bulb and they want to see how reflective it is. The higher the light absorption, the higher the water content. Problem? It can only be used when there is no sunlight and only on the surface of the product. We, on the other hand, can measure the moisture of the entire product. And this is because our frequency waves can penetrate further than just the surface. This is something NIR can't do. To be specific, our wavelength is 100,000 times longer than NIR, meaning we penetrate the product 100,000 times deeper. Well, let's move on with the capacitive method. And don't worry, we're almost done here. Well, capacitive method works more or less in the following way. The higher capacity a product has, the higher moisture measurement result. Vice versa, the lower capacity it has, the drier the product, meaning the less moisture. Sounds pretty easy, no? Well, don't get deceived, because it's not only influenced by water, but also by oils, sugars, salt, etc. Here I have a multimeter. This can be measured with both methods, capacitive and resistance. Just so you know, both of these methods are density dependent, and we already know that this can mess up your moisture results. As you can see, the capacity results are not so accurate. Now, let's move on to see the resistance. And again, accuracy is not their advantage. With our microwave, that will never happen. No matter what you add, the result will always be steady. It's not because it's us, but really we were not able to find any problems in our technology. This is the best in the game. So stay tuned and don't miss our next GOT2KNOW TEWS episode.